It's possible for everyone to become rich. So why are the resources in the hands of so few? This is one of the questions that comes up often, but the answer isn't that far-fetched. Rich people have learned powerful skills and timeless principles that they use every day, and that's how they've stayed rich. It is the skills and principles they have mastered that separate them from ordinary people. The principles that remain the same are what make them rich. Circumstances may change, but principles remain the same. Here are a few. When it comes to making money, the rich have a completely different mindset than the poor. Rich people think abundance, while the poor think lack. It begins with how they think. Scripture states that as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. The rich have understood that their thoughts would lead to actions, and their actions would lead to results. They are aware of the first law of success, which is first within, then outside. A person's inner self will reflect his or her outer self. When you realize that most people are poor, it is good for you to make up your mind that you will not follow this path that they have chosen to follow. Principle 2: Rich people see opportunity. Poor people see problems. Suppose a teacher got an appointment to teach at a secondary school, and he had to prepare the seniors for their final exams. The teacher could react to this by saying, "I can't even understand why these students are so dull." He taught them throughout the term, and many of them failed the exams and had to repeat the course. Although I worked hard to teach them, they still failed. In another instance, a teacher sees the amount of failure among students and immediately recognizes a way to make money and to positively influence these students' lives at the same time. This can be achieved either by writing a book on practical guides, so the students pass their exams excellently, or he organizes extra classes for the students where they have to pay an additional token to get coaching for their exams. Principle 3: Rich people allow their investments to compound. The difference between the two teachers is that one saw a problem and the other saw an opportunity. There is always a time interval between when you make investments and when your investments will yield dividends. No matter how much talent or effort you put into it, some things just take time. Warren Buffett cites building wealth as one of them. There is a law of delayed gratification. It takes time for the rich to understand how compound interest works and to take advantage of it. In order to generate more profit from the capital invested, they simply invest the interest that accrues from the initial investment. According to Principle 4, rich people focus on their relationships, while the poor do not. It is said that your network determines your net worth. Rich people carefully and deliberately build a particular kind of network around them. It is vital to spend time with rich people if you want to succeed financially. People with empires in their minds. People with ideas that, if worked on and invested in, will become gold mines. You won't believe how your perspective changes when you hear people talk about how much they make on a daily basis. Whenever I hear the story of Jackie Kennedy, the former wife of John F. Kennedy, I think of her saying, "If I were broke, I know what I will do. I will go to the most expensive restaurants in New York, buy myself a glass of water, and eavesdrop on the conversations of the rich." The goal is to avoid keeping people who are myopic in their thinking within their circle of friends, which shows how important your association can be. The rich make their money work for them, while the poor work for them. Many people work for money. As children, they were taught that it takes hard work, good grades, going to the best schools, getting a good paying job, and saving for retirement if you want to succeed. Those things are fine, as long as they make you happy. But according to Robert Kiyosaki, this approach is flawed because you can only make money if you work. The only thing you have to exchange is your time. But when we exchange our time for money, our earning potential is limited because you can only earn money while doing your job. According to him, in order to make more money, you have to work longer hours, which is physically exhausting. The rich told him that the poor and the middle class work for money, while the rich have money, and the rich work for them. To achieve this, they learn to invest and then invest in passive income generating assets such as businesses and investments. While the rich spend their money on assets until they no longer have to work, the poor spend theirs on liabilities. These are 5 important points to keep in mind while trying to escape the matrix and become financially free. If you want to know the best ways to become financially free in the modern world, subscribe to our channel and leave a comment with your country, so I'll know to create content specifically adjusted to your location. Thank you for watching. Stay open-minded.